Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to try out some new viral makeup, mostly from NYX. Actually, I think everything's from NYX. I was searching for a few other viral products that, I'm telling you, I think because of TikTok, when things go viral, especially at the drugstore, they sell out everywhere. It's like impossible to find. So some of the things that I was hoping to try were not available, but I did pick up the Buttermelt bronzer from NYX and also the Buttermelt blushes. I've only heard amazing things about these. I shouldn't even say I picked up. I sent my husband on a wild goose chase for these things. And then I also told him to get the Duck Plump glosses, which are like plumping glosses, which I've also heard good things about. I don't know, NYX just seems to be launching a lot of great new things. And then he was so nice to get me a restock of my favorite drugstore concealer. So we've got those to try. I'm gonna be doing a full drugstore look today because why not? You know, I think it's been a while. So we're gonna start off with the Complexion. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This one has niacinamide in it. It has a nice grippy texture. It's very comfortable on the skin, even though it kind of looks intimidating. I like to focus this on like the T-zone. That's where I like to have the most smoothing and grip, and also on my nose. I feel like makeup comes off my nose really quickly. So I'm just gonna apply this all over. I'm trying to figure out, I've got like this breakout going on right here. I'm like thinking that maybe something broke me out that I tried the other day, but I don't really apply anything right there unless it's concealer. And the only concealer that I applied was the Hourglass one, but I've used the Hourglass one before. So I'm like really racking my brain as to what could have broken me out. Isn't that the worst thing? Sometimes you don't know if it's something that you put on topically or if you ate something you were allergic to. I don't know. It could be a whole host of things. But it's just kind of interesting that it's like all right here, which is where I apply concealer. So that's where I feel like it's likely that it was some sort of concealer or powder product maybe that got me. I don't know. I'm gonna let that dry down a little bit. And then I'm gonna go into one of my favorite affordable foundations. This is Bourjois. It's the Healthy Mix Foundation. It is so good. It's so good. I get mine off of Amazon, so I haven't had any issues with it. I know sometimes Amazon, like you gotta be careful with the sellers or whatever, but I haven't had any issues with this, so it seems to be a decent place to buy Bourjois for me anyway. The color that I use is Rose Ivory, which is literally like a perfect match for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and go all over the skin with this, focusing the coverage on the sides of the face because that's where I have the most redness, and then taking what's left and coming onto like the bridge of the nose, and then I'm gonna apply some on the forehead too to try to even this out right here. You know what, it also just dawned on me, I need to wash my makeup brushes, you know? That could easily be a culprit. I feel like since I've been traveling and so busy this month, I've kept a lot of the same brushes in the same kind of container, and honestly, they need a wash. So I should probably do that before I blame a concealer. I'm so happy to have fresh bottles of my favorite concealer. I normally use the shade Light all over the face, but I feel like I could use the shade Fair right now, underneath the eyes especially, so we're gonna use the shade Fair. There's nothing quite like a fresh bottle of makeup, especially like mascara, you know? It's one of the best feelings in the world, I think. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and apply this underneath the eyes, on the eyelids, and we're going down the center of the face a bit, on the chin a little, and then I'm gonna add a little more coverage here, even though I haven't done the bronzer yet, and I normally do the bronzer before doing this if I use concealer in that way, but well, we're going a little out of order today. Okay, I'm just gonna press that in to the skin with my sponge, and then we're gonna get to trying this Buttermelt bronzer, which I can't tell, is it a cream? I think it's a cream bronzer, so I'm gonna try to put it on before I apply powder, just so I don't like mess anything up. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've been trying to try it for forever. But again, when something goes viral, it is so hard to try things out. I feel like my shade is always sold out. So finally, better late than never, I guess. All right, now we're gonna try this NYX Buttermelt bronzer. I have mine in the shade Buttercup. The design in the pan is so pretty. Look at that. I'm really excited to try this out. I have like touched the testers before. Okay, it's such a creamy powder. I don't know, am I supposed to use this as a powder or is it a cream? I like don't want to use this wrong. Is it a powder? I'm like so nervous. I'm gonna do a light layer of powder just so I don't like make it patchy on accident without realizing it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my Pixi H2O powder. I'm just gonna lightly tap the face with this over top of the areas that I'm going to press in that bronzer. And then I'm gonna take that same powder and just set the concealer around the eyes. Okay, now I feel prepped for the bronzer. So let's go in with this color. It has a little bit of like a reddish undertone, which is kind of interesting. I'm hoping that that works well for me. So let's go ahead and start pressing this onto the face. I'm gonna do one side of the face first. Okay, honestly, having that slight red tint actually looks really flattering, I think. I normally go for more neutral bronzers. Like this seems quite a bit more red tone than what I typically reach for, but with a small enough amount, I think it works. This is the lightest color. It's interesting to me that it has such a red undertone, but one thing I am loving is how well this is blending into the skin. Like it truly looks so seamless all over the cheeks and along the forehead. It seems like it has a little bit of a healthy glow to it. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. I don't know, that seems like really nice. The color is like a little bit too red for my personal taste, but I don't think it looks bad. So for me, it just might be like I need to go find a shade that has a little bit of a more neutral undertone just for my personal taste versus this. But I do think this is a really nice formula. I can see why everyone's really loving it. It blends really nicely. Okay, we're going to try out one of the blushes. My husband was so cute, he picked out two. These were like low in stock as well. They have a lot more shades than what were available, but honestly, the ones he picked I think are really pretty. So the first color is Getting Butta, which is this really fun pink. This is like a nice hot pink shade. Look at the pattern in that as well. These are really nice. And then also the shade Feeling Butta. The names are cute on these. And the packaging is fun too. Okay, so these have quite a bit of a glow to them. They're really nice though. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do a little simple swatch here. Okay, so this is like a toasty bronze almost. I feel like I could use it as eyeshadow, but it's a really nice bronzy color. Okay, these have quite a bit of luminosity to them. Not nearly as much as like the Rare Beauty, but you know, something like that where it almost is like a hybrid between a highlight and a blush. I feel like since I'm so fair, I'm gonna try out this one. Let's take that on. Let's do the BK Beauty 112 brush. These look pigmented. So I'm just gonna kind of like prime the brush a little on my hand first before going into it on the actual cheeks. That way I don't overdo it. Okay, we are pressing and buffing this in. A little bit goes a long way with this, so just keep that in mind. But I like this kind of like hot pink blush situation. I think it looks really pretty. Same thing where I feel like it really blended into the skin nicely. The amount of glow that it gives is not something that emphasizes texture, which is really nice. It just looks almost like a cream. Gives that sort of like a healthy reflect to the cheeks. It does that, but in a powder form, which is nice because the powders mean there will be more longevity than a cream. So that's really pretty. We're gonna make a little bit of an eye look. I think I wanna start out with the Buttermelt bronzer, and let's see what that looks like as kind of an eyeshadow. So I'm just buffing that bronzer through the crease, and then we'll take the same brush and apply it along that lower lash line. And then I kind of want to see what it would look like to try this as eyeshadow, the blush. So let's do just a bit of that on more of the eyelid since it's kind of like this rosy copper color. I actually think that's really pretty as an eyeshadow. I know that's not the point of this at all, but I'm taking that same blush and going along the lower lash line. All right, let's do a little bit of mascara. I'm gonna take my L'Oreal Panorama mascara, and I'm just applying that to the top and bottom lashes. This eye look is taking me back. There was a time where I wore copper eyeshadow all the time because like on a color wheel on the opposite side of blue, which is the color of my eyes, is orange. So I wore copper eyeshadow all the time to like emphasize my eye color. Since then, I feel like I've fallen more in love with cool tones, but I mean, this is really taking me back and I don't mind it. I think it looks really nice, even though it's like a blush on the eyes. There's something about it that I really like. I have two of the e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liners, one of which is the shade, how do I know the shade? Do they not have a shade? Oh, it's at the very top. Okay, one is Truth or Bear and the other one has no sticker. It's pink. I have no idea. So Truth or Bear is like this really nice toasted brown, and then the mystery color, which I don't even know what it is a nice pink. Which one should I do? I mean, I feel like since we did more of like a copper eye, maybe I should go for this one. Plus, I know the shade of this. Truth or Bear. Let's try this out. Okay, these are gliding on very nicely. I feel like a lot of looks I've been doing have turned out pretty peachy. Not on purpose, but it's just kind of how things have gone. So I mostly lined in the lips, but I kind of blurred in the lines a little bit and left the center of my lips bare so that I can try out one of these glosses. So again, these are plumping glosses from NYX. They're called Duck Plump. And my husband was so cute to buy 3 shades for me. I'm almost feeling like the lightest shade might be a vibe that he bought me. There's a lot of different colors, but again, slim pickings out there. So Nude Swings. Why don't we swatch them on the hand so we can kind of get a feel. Nude Swings is, ooh, I really like that color. It's a nice kind of peachy pink, which I think would suit the look. And then we have Lilac on Lock, which is a really cute, ooh, mauve color. Look at that one. I feel like that doesn't really vibe with this look though. Then the last shade is Mauve My Way Out, or Mauve My Way Out, which is a really nice kind of brownish mauve. So yeah, definitely I'm vibing with the first color, which is Nude Swings. I like the applicator on this. Look how cute it is. And I like the beefy packaging. This is also very plumping. So it gives you a little warning all over. Extreme sensation, it says. It says don't use it on chapped, damaged, or sensitive lips. Gonna cause a temporary tingling sensation, which is normal. Okay. Oh, that color is so good. Okay, so it's thicker and it's very pigmented, which I like. Ooh. Oh, I love that color, especially with the eye look. I think it really goes well together. Okay. I was debating making this a little more glam and popping on a half lash. Why don't we? It's been a while. So these are the Naked Lashes by Ardell in the style 420. These are by far my favorite strip lashes I've ever tried. And I'll show you why. So what I like to do, because they're tapered on the edges, maybe I can show you right here. They're tapered on the edges, longer in the center, so I cut them in half and use them on the edges of my lashes, and it works out like a dream. I love how it looks like my natural lashes, just a little more emphasized on the ends. So, all right, we're gonna give this a little trim, which is always a little tedious. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of lash glue. Whoops. So I've got the lash glue on. I'm just waiting for it to dry a little bit. And then I'm just gonna pop it onto the very outer edge of my lash. And you can see, hopefully, how it just adds a little more like volume on the edge, but it does not look unnatural. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it makes the eyes look a little more polished somehow, but still very, very natural. I just love it. So let's do the other lash. Also, it helps to look down into a mirror if you are not familiar with applying false lashes. I'm no expert, and a half lash just feels so much more approachable to me. But yeah, looking down in the mirror really helps place it, and then once the glue is a little bit more dry, I like to kind of pinch the lash together a little bit more, or kind of just press underneath, I guess, like that, just to lift it. Side note, the longer that this plumping gloss has been on, the more I feel it. It's definitely got a pretty intense plumping feel to it. It's not like the Polite Society, but it's more intense than most drugstore plumping glosses anyway. Like much more than like the Maybelline Lifter, which has a slight plumping feel. It's like a little bit more of kind of like the Buxom. Feels a little bit closer to that as far as the burn goes. So let's assess the situation. I'm just gonna add a little more powder here. And then I think I'm gonna take what's left on the blush brush and just add the teensiest bit more right here to the cheeks. And then taking what's left on the bronzer brush as well and just touching that up a little bit. Yeah, I definitely, okay, the longer it sits, the NYX gloss anyway, like I definitely feel an intense plumping with this. So, you know, the warning labels were smart because it is more intense than what most drugstore plumpers are like. So just keep that in mind. If you don't like plumping glosses, you won't like this. You can definitely feel this one. Okay, we're gonna set the face with a little bit of the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So we're gonna mix that up, give it a little spritz. I love how fine the mist is on this setting spray. Once that kind of sinks into the skin, I like to press it in with my sponge. And then I take what's left on my powder brush, add a little more powder just at the areas that I don't want shine. And then let's set the brows. I was looking for my Maybelline one and I couldn't find it. So I'm gonna use my NYX brow glue. I thought that was fitting since we've used a lot of NYX today. This is definitely a very, very strong hold, heavy duty brow gel. So a little goes a long way with this, but it works. Definitely stays all day. Alright, so this is the final look using a bunch of new viral NYX products. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me create this look. Honestly, I really like how it turned out. I will say the formulas on these are really good. I think where I feel like I could love them more is just in a better color selection. Again, there were slim pickings. The bronzer was, I feel, just a little bit red for me and my personal taste. It doesn't look bad though, but just for me and what I feel comfortable in when it comes to a bronzer, I think I'll go back and try to find something maybe a little bit more of a neutral undertone, even if it's darker, because I could just use less. But I love how smooth and blendable this formula is. It's so nice, and you know, extra points for it being from the drugstore. The blush also was really pretty. I think the amount of sheen that it has is just right. It's not too much. This color I think is really fun and really pretty, but again, I do think I want to like go back and see once they restock everything, because I'm serious, they're all sold out. But once they restock, they have a really nice range, and so something a little bit softer for me, I feel like I would reach for a lot more, but the formulas are really nice. So I'm very excited about those. I loved the color of this Nude Swings. It's such a gorgeous color of lip gloss. It's definitely got an extreme plumping feel to it, so keep that in mind. I'm somebody who doesn't mind that, but you know, some people are bothered by it or, you know, genuinely have sensitivity to it, so keep that in mind. But the color is 10 out of 10. The e.l.f. lip liner glided on so nicely. I know that's not a NYX product, but it is something new from the drugstore that I tried. I really like that. I felt like my lip combo looks really good. So yeah, those are all the things that I tried. I think out of everything, I think the bronzer formula is really nice. Like, that's something that I'm really excited about. Again, I just gotta get a shade that I feel looks a little more natural on me. I just think the finish looks really pretty. It really does blend well. So yeah. Have you guys tried these? Let me know if you have and what your thoughts are down below. Also, if you have a similar skin tone to me, like if my recommendations work for you color-wise and you have a color in the bronzer or the blush that you like, leave that down below as well so that I can maybe get it online, you know, because in stores they're literally gone. And yeah, let me know if there's other drugstore products that are launching that you want to see me test out. I do want to try out the new e.l.f. foundation. I need to buy that because it's not in stores. I was looking for it today, but it's not in stores. And then I did buy some of the new Maybelline lip liners. So there's like a few things that I'm super excited about from the drugstore. But if there's anything else you would love to see me try, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. It really helps my channel out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's it for me today. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. And I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.